Are you okay?
I just had a horrible revelation. What's wrong with me right now? What's wrong with me right now?
You're not
What's
wearing
wrong with me?
something.
You got your tie on.
Oh, you've got your
my
tie on. I'm so used to you having, loosen up, why don't you? Crazy man.
Okay, now here's a problem. I just totally untied it, which means getting it retied in time to start the 9 o'clock hour, because one simply cannot do the 9 o'clock hour without a tie, is going to be problematic.
Okay. We'll work on it.
I'm
We've got a whole hour to get to that.
I'm sorry that I didn't think that through, and I hope it doesn't diminish the experience. Good morning, Cincinnati. I'm Bob Herzog.
And I'm Jen Dalton, and we thank you for joining us on ARC Cincinnati.
Yeah, when they say, break a leg, they don't mean that literally, but just ahead we chat with the stars of the play that goes wrong.
So fun. Also, a local author wants your memories of Coney Island and your pictures. We explain how you can be part of a book project coming up. But first, let's see what's brewing in the tri-state. Coffee. I need some coffee right about now. I'm going to go get some in a minute.
The dub.
I like to see a dub
Yes.
here. The Cincinnati Reds finally get a win in the desert after a 6-2 defeat of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And today they look to break a string of bad luck and bring home their first series win since mid-April.
Doesn't that sound nice? Injuries have been a big part of the slump. You've had people come off the injury list, back on the injury list. We've had guys, though, that have been hurt since the beginning of the season, and that didn't stop them in April. So we can turn it around. We can
do it. This is it. I feel the momentum coming back.
We're turn that train. The team, by the way, called up Jacob Hurtubise from AAA Louisville after outfielder, he's one of these injury guys, TJ Friedel, fractured his thumb on Sunday, got hit just right on it. And Hurtubise's story is really kind of interesting. So he is a West Point graduate, and he's the first Major League Baseball player in history to be able to play under a new rule. So starting in 2019, West Point grads were given the option to delay their service commitment for a professional sports career. So he still has to do it, but he's allowed to delay it.
Okay.
Hurtubise was signed with the Reds organization just days before graduating from West Point in 2020. Now he's allowed to defer his service obligation so long as he continues to provide positive exposure for the Army as a pro athlete.
That's interesting. I had not heard that, so I'm glad that we're talking about that today.
It's really, I mean, in some sense you get it, because that window to be a professional athlete, if given that opportunity, is a pretty short window. You know what I mean? As long as he's still going to fulfill his commitment. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of curious.
Yeah. Well, the last few weeks have been tough and rough for the Reds fans, so we wanted to see what Reds Nation thought of last night's game. This user says, let's see, his name is, we're going by G.
You can go by G. That's a good move.
There we go. A Reds win makes you want more and more. I guess he's talking about Skyline Chili. What, sleep. Restful sleep tonight.
I think he was
wants more and more. No, he was just tagging Skyline.
Just tagging Skyline in it. For funsies.
Okay, just for funsies. Maybe he was eating Skyline and he wants more and more Reds, and he's going to sleep well tonight.
There you go. Ex-user Josh Blank wrote, great game. Brought the bats tonight. Green is our ace. We are putting it together. Now let's make a run.
All right. And when in doubt, quote Marty. Stephen Hess gave us the classic, and this one belongs to the Reds.
I'm wondering, since every one of these had a Skyline Chili in it, if Skyline made a post about the Reds winning, and then everybody was replying to that.
Yes, Tanner says that's exactly what happened. They were mentioned in the original.
That's how that went.
Okay.
Hey, it's high school graduation season. I'm going to blow your mind here with this one. This is pretty cool. We want to give a special shout out to a local grad. This is Joshua Johnson right here. And he's being recognized for completing his Associate in Arts degree from Sinclair Community College while still in high school. He's the first student in district history to accomplish that. He's out in Reading. Johnson started taking college classes in the 7th grade and now has earned enough college credits to graduate with that associate's degree in liberal arts. He's going to stay in high school for one more year, but Johnson says he's planning to obtain another associate's degree while he finishes up high school.
Incredible. I mean, I know that that's a thing. Like, my nieces are able to earn some credits, which I think is really cool to go to college, but
definitely
to be able to earn a whole associate's degree?
Right. And to have started, in his case, to have started that journey all the way back in the 7th grade. Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Congratulations, young man. Great things ahead, no doubt.
Wonderful.
No doubt.
That's awesome. Well, start your engines. A new ride inside Kings Island races down a little track in a little more than a week. The park's new roller coaster, Snoopy's Soapbox Racers, will open a week from Friday. The Peanuts-decorated soapbox car goes up a 70-foot hill to the starting line, and then they're let go on the track, full of twists and turns, racing towards the finish line. Just as the riders approach it, the entire train goes in reverse. There's also a new shaded nature-themed play area for kids who can become members of the Beagle Scouts at Camp Snoopy.
So the thing that I think is so great, obviously the kids are going to love the coaster and the new setup there, but I think having an area where they can just kind of play and wander for a little bit is great.
Yes.
Because you've experienced it. You take a little one to like an amusement park. You can't constantly be in lines or they'll go crazy.
Yeah.
They'll go crazy. And so to have a chance just to kind of turn them loose for a little bit, which is what it sounds like that new area is all about, I think is a really, really good idea.
Smart and a good idea for parents to just be able to sit down for a minute.
You can kind of keep an eye on them and they can just
take
go.
a breather, get a little soft drink.
Yeah.
Let them play on the playground equipment or whatever it is.
There was a spot, and it's no longer this, but back in what is now, I guess, Disney Hollywood Studios, I think it used to be MGM Studios back in the day, whatever it was, down in Orlando, where they had a whole section that was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And it was really nothing more than a great big jungle gym that the kids could run around on. And I can remember getting the kids when they were little down there, and it was like, we need something where we can just
sit down in the cool air conditioning for a little bit.
Correct. Yeah. And so I remember Callie and I were just able to sit in the shade and the kids just took off. So I don't know that it's going to be exactly like that, but that's kind of what it sounds like to me, which is fun.
Cool.
Oh boy. You ready? I'm going to get...
We both win for things. Here, I've got one for you.
Okay.
It's because somebody sent us these a long time ago. These are from Buc-ee's.
And they weren't sent by Buc-ee's, but...
No.
I'll just tell you what's going on.
This is a look.
How do? But okay, you win. You win.
I feel like George Costanza in that episode where he's wearing the hat. Elaine needs to get it back from her.
Okay. It's a gas station with a rather cult-like following. Of course, we're talking about Buc-ee's. And this morning we have an update on the convenience chain's expansion into to call it a convenience chain is the understatement of understatements. Look at them making the brisket for the love of God.
It is a way of life.
Buc-ee's has just received approval to break ground on a new location in Huber Heights outside of Dayton. Construction on the new store will start in the next few months. Grand opening sometime next year. If you never heard of Buc-ee's, you might be asking, what's all the fuss? Jen, what's the fuss about? Well, the store is famous for that brisket and corn puffs and beaver nuggets.
Oh, the beaver nuggets. People have sent us boxes of those beaver nuggets.
You won't be the same.
Nope.
Variety of flavors. That's what the beaver nuggets come in there. Right now, the closest Buc-ee's in the tri-state down in Richmond, Kentucky. So I believe this is the first one into Ohio, as it says there at the bottom of the screen. I think maybe Christina sent us a lot of this stuff.
Christina, I think, sent us some.
One of our fine friends from the interwebs, including this bumper sticker. What do I think?
Yep.
There's Buc-ee right there.
There he is.
Put that right.
And you have been, right, to a Buc-ee's?
Yes, I have.
And were you changed? See, I have yet to go. I've heard the hype. I have not been.
So first of all, the overall cleanliness of the facility is mind-boggling.
Okay.
Because sometimes you stop at a gas station, when you're on a long road trip, and maybe the restroom is not a place you want to spend a lot of time in.
Our producer just said something in my ear I can't repeat, but he highly loves the restrooms. Urinals that sparkled, and not because someone had some kind of a bodily issue that they needed to get checked out, but because of the cleanliness. Okay.
And then the dudes they weren't just making up brisket.
So they serve brisket.
Like real, and they're excited about it, and they have chants and cheers.
So the people take pride in working at Buc-ee's, and they keep it clean, and it's wonderful.
It's an experience. It is a real thing.
Could we perhaps do a show from a Buc-ee's? Tanner's down. I don't know if our boss is down or not, but that would be fun. We could invite people to come out.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're going to work on that.
Let that ruminate up in your brains there for a little bit.
Get your caps out and get them ready to go. Okay.
Can I wear this the rest of the show?
Sure.
Okay. Sure, you could stop watching now, but let's be honest, you want to see more. So click some of those links, or better yet, go ahead and tap subscribe. That way you'll catch more content from Local 12.